personal project is focusing on the history of stop motion. But many of you are probably wondering to yourself, well, what is stop motion? Essentially, stop motion is a process taking separate photographs to create the simulation of movement, like that of a video. There are many different variations of this, such as claymation or something simpler like drawing. Now, I'm going to show you an example of one of these. I'm now going to demonstrate how to make a short stop motion using drawing. First, what we're going to get is a piece of paper. On this paper, you could draw whatever you want. Personally, I'll draw this little guy. Then I get another piece of paper, draw him again, but slightly move him to the right. Then, I do this a couple more times. Draw paper, draw paper, draw paper. Just repeating this process, you know what I mean. And eventually, it looks a little something like this. And you can see it looks pretty clean, and I'm pretty proud of it. Now that I've shown you an example of how to make a stop motion film, let's jump into the history of it, shall we? The history of stop motion is very interesting, but in order to explain it, I'm going to take a different approach. Stop motion can be used to make any kind of film you want, and its possibilities are endless. The creator of stop motion was J. Stuart Blackton. Here's a picture of him. The very first stop motion film was produced in the 1800s. The film was named The Humpty Dumpty Circus. The film was produced by J. Stuart Blackton and Albert Smith. It was a short film made using dolls with jointed limbs to simulate the movements of circus acrobats. The film was lost to time, and no parts of the film have been recovered other than stills and photographs. One of the earliest surviving stop-motion films was Fun in a Bakery Shop, made in the 1920s. Here are some pictures of the film. It was made using claymation to animate a face made out of dough. Stop motion would slowly evolve throughout the years. Eventually, in 1925, The Lost World was a feature-length film using entirely stop motion. Then in 1933's King Kong, another feature-length film was created, not only using stop motion, but also live-action scenes incorporated throughout the film. Stop motion eventually evolved into larger genres, such as science fiction. Ray Harryhausen was a stop-motion animator who created a type of stop-motion process referred to as dynamation, which allowed for the creatures in his movies to blend well with live-action footage. Due to their high articulation and quirkiness, the creatures seemed very real rather than disposable special effects. Another example of when stop-motion was used in a sci-fi movie was in The Terminator. Oh no! Please, whatever you do, don't hurt me. Not to mention, stop motion was also included in Star Wars. Oh good, you're still here. I better call my ride. Over the years, more and more stop-motion movies were made. Some notable ones include Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, The Nightmare Before Christmas, James and the Giant Peach, Fantastic Mr. Fox, Coraline, The Pirates, Frankenweenie, The Box Trolls, Shaun the Sheep, Isle of Dogs, and Wendell and Wild. Well, that about wraps things up. This section is going to be for my final thoughts. This was interesting for me to research. I found the information quite astounding. I hope you, the viewer, learned something through this experience. I sure know I did. This took me a long time to do, but I don't regret a second of it. Now all I have left to say is sayonara.